How do you think in English if English is not your native language? This is a question I get a lot, and the answer is quite simple. You don't think in a language. And that's a myth. You don't think in one language or another language. You think thoughts and then you express them in a certain language. Or you turn your thoughts into language and then you say them, but you don't think in a language. Yeah. So you think in thoughts and then you turn it into a language. So your problem is not that you can't think in English. Your problem is that you can't turn your thoughts into English sentences fast enough. And the answer for that is quite simple. You need to A, do a lot more listening in English. Native speaker content, yeah, native speakers talking to each other, podcasts, radio, shows, that kind of thing. If you're not doing that already, you should do more of it. That's the first thing. And then the other thing you need to do is to speak a lot more. And what you shouldn't do is wait until you've got an opportunity to talk to native speakers. You can talk to yourself as much as you want. Yeah, you don't need anyone. You've got the internet. You can read aloud in English. You can listen and repeat sentences in English. This is really good for pronunciation. And you can just pick a topic and talk as much as you can about it in English in front of a mirror. Set a timer and talk as much as you can. Pick whatever topic, what you had for breakfast, what you did yesterday, what your plans are for the weekend. Just choose any random topic and talk about it in front of a mirror. And time yourself and see how much. Sorry, throat's quite sore. See how much you can talk and try to talk a little bit every day. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, speaking in front of a mirror. And the last exercise you could do is translation. Translation. This is pretty simple. You just take a text in your native language and you translate it into English with your own words. And then you compare it with machine translation and you fix your mistakes. Translating into the language will help you think in the language. You're not really thinking in the language. Yeah? You think in thoughts and then you turn it into language. But it will force you to come up with your own sentences, right? That's what people call thinking in the language, how to form sentences in the language. So translating text into the or audio, you could do it as well. But text is a good way to do it. It's very simple. Just take any text in your native language and translate it into English with pen and paper, and then translate it again with software and compare your translation and correct your mistakes. And if you do all these things, so again, listening as much as you can, speaking aloud as much as you can, read aloud, repeat sentences, pick a topic and talk as much as you can about it in English, and translate stuff, anything really, it doesn't matter what it is, into English, and then use a translator to check if you say it correctly or not. And if you do all these things, eventually you'll be able to think in English, which basically means transforming your thoughts into English fast enough to have a conversation. And that's it. It's as simple as that.